Hello everyone, my name is Kirsten and welcome to What Culture. Today I am going to be talking about why I love Dishonored. Now, Dishonored is a game that came out a good long while ago. It came out in 2012, so gosh, wow, yeah, that was a long time ago. And I dove right in as soon as it came out. I dove in mainly because it reminded me so much of BioShock, which at the time was my favourite game. I do love BioShock, but Dishonored, there was just something different about it. I liked that it was set in a completely different world to BioShock. BioShock is completely based pretty much all underwater at that point, which for me was strange that I would love that because I actually have a huge fear of the ocean. But Dishonored is set in this plague-ridden world with, you know, there's assassins, there's an empress. The characters within it are just so brilliant. Whether you are a good guy or the bad guy, there's different factions, you know, there's brilliant plot twists. But we'll start with Corvo Atano, who is just incredible. In the first Dishonored, he doesn't actually speak compared to within the second one where he does actually have a voice and you get to see him from a different perspective. But in the first Dishonored, he is from a first person point of view and he is just a brilliant character. He's very clearly in love with the Empress and it is strongly implied that him and the Empress conceived Emily Coldwin, and because of that I just loved him even more, that he was just this dark, mysterious, badass character, but he very clearly has a sensitive side. And when it comes to the Empress and Emily Coldwin, and the Coldwins in general, he was just so besotted with them and he just would do anything. He would literally die to protect them. And, you know, when you are dishonored at the beginning of the game by being framed for the Empress's murder, you just feel so strongly straight away that it's like, no, I can't have this happen. Like, clearly this is the love of his life and she has just been murdered in front of him. He's been framed for that murder, and then his own daughter, who I'm pretty sure at the time doesn't know that Corvo is her dad, or whether he is actually her dad or not. I'm pretty sure she still sees him as a father figure, is taken away from him, and so he has to go and rescue her. And the story is just brilliant. You know, he's a very capable man. He's an assassin. He works for the Empress to, you know, relay information and get rid of people and protect her when is needed to be. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a bodyguard at this point, but he becomes this dark assassin, and he is just given these powers by one of my favourite characters in the game. I love Corvo, I love him, but the Outsider. Can we just talk about how freaking awesome the Outsider is? The Outsider is this otherworldly being who lives in the void, and this is what I mean. I just love the names of things and the void and everything. It was just so mysterious and magical, and the place within this game being set is just brilliant. It's in a plague-ridden world, but then they go to this place called the Void, and everything is just different and floating, and it's beautiful and dark at the same time, and you can't help but hate they kind of make it out that you're supposed to not like the Outsider, that he's supposed to be this dark, evil person, but you just learn to love him because he's always trying to help you. He's always trying to help Corvo, and he gives you these powers so that he can save his family, and he can save basically the kingdom, because there's multiple people that want to try and take over the throne, and they want to overthrow the Coldwins and get rid of Corvo completely by stabbing him in the back and betraying him, which I won't give away who those people are, just in case for some reason you haven't played Dishonored, which if you haven't, you definitely should. But the whole reason of the Outsider is he's kind of completely like chaotic neutral, I guess, in which that he will take people that he sees are struggling and aren't necessarily evil at this point in time, which you later find out in Dishonored 2, and he gives them a way out. He gives them these powers, he tries to help them, but he doesn't intervene after that. He has the ability to, definitely. He is this completely godlike being who can do whatever he wanted if he wanted to, but instead he gives you the powers and you do with it as you will, which is what I love about Dishonored, is that there's I think there is a couple of different endings, but it's also how you play the game is completely... The world around you changes. So when I first played through it, I tried to be as neutral as I can, as good as I can. I tried to, even the people that were evil, I tried to not kill them. I tried to do it in a neutral way by either having them be like kidnapped or sent to prison or exposed for who they really are, or given them over to other people that were after them, that were trying to track these people down. So I always tried to kind of solve the issue without actually hurting anyone myself. And when you do it that way, you'll notice that people are friendlier to you, they try and help you out more, you get more things, you get a completely different ending, and it's kind of takes place in a different world almost, where everything is bright and happy, and Emily becomes Empress and everything is good and bright and things are better, the plague is gone, it's brilliant. But if you go through and do it in a different way, in which you're just like, no, screw it, I'm going to kill everyone, and that is being people that you're targeted to kill, people that aren't even your target, so whether that's civilians, which I'm pretty sure you can't kill anyway, but guards and stuff like that. If you kill guards and you kill people that you are sent to kill, which again you can, it does say that you can either kill them or kind of pacify them. The more you do that, the more dark the game gets, in which that it makes sense if you think about it, because the more people you kill, the more bodies there are. The more bodies there are, the more rats will infest those bodies, and therefore the more the plague spreads. And so the game becomes incredibly dark, in which you are against more people that are infected with the plague, who can attack you, they can infect you, they like cough and splutter on you, they're everywhere. So the more bodies there are, the higher the body count, the more people are infected with the plague, and the darker ending you tend to get. And in that ending, you still save Emily, but everything is dark and dingy and grey, and the plague still goes through the streets and they've not found a cure, and it's just brilliant. And I love a game that gives you a choice, and that it's not just the fact that yes, you can kill people and you don't have to kill people, but it's also how many side quests there are. Like, you don't have to be like, okay, this is where you're going and you can only go there. You can search for runes, you can search for potions and vials and secrets and codes to unlock safes, and you can interact with people. It's brilliant. I love everything about Dishonored, and when they came out with the second one, I was straight in there. I've played all of the DLCs and the add-ons that you can get, and the amount of times that I have played Dishonored at this point is just ridiculous. I must have replayed it about 20 times. I'm sure I could probably speedrun it at this point if I really wanted to. It's fantastic. It's one of those games that it doesn't matter what mood I'm in, I can play it. I can play it and I can be a good guy, or I can play it and I can be the bad guy and kill everyone if I really truly wanted to, and it's still enjoyable. It's fantastic. The visuals are brilliant, the music is amazing, and the song that they used in the trailer for Dishonored got me like that. It was What Do We Do with the Drunken Wailer, and it was just this creepy atmospheric trailer with this little girl singing "What Will We Do with the Drunken Wailer," and it sent shivers down my spine, and it was just a mixture of that with the visuals and the story, and I was hooked, and I have never looked back since, and I don't think that I could say anything about it. There is nothing about Dishonored that I don't like. Everything is amazing. So yes, if you ever make any more Dishonored, I won't talk about the fact that what you ended up making me do to the Outsider. I was very not happy with that part, but if they ever brought any more Dishonored out and they decided to make any more, I would be happy and I would play them. Even if they weren't great, I would play them. But I very much doubt that they wouldn't be great, because it's a brilliant concept, and I think that there's different aspects and different characters that you can play as, whether that's Corvo, Emily, maybe Emily's children and Corvo's grandchildren, or just other side characters that become assassins like they did with Death of the Outsider. It's just fantastic, and you cannot say anything to make me think otherwise. And that is the reason why I love Dishonored so much. I'm sorry for my rambling there, but I'm just truly so passionate about Dishonored. It is an amazing game. Again, if you haven't played it, definitely recommend. If you have played it and you do like the game, leave me a comment down below and let me know. If you haven't played it or you don't like the game, let me know down below, because I would love to know why you didn't enjoy Dishonored, because if you don't, it really does baffle me as to why. But yeah, that is our video for today. I have been Kirsten from WhatCulture. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. But for now, I will bid thee farewell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.